I'm alive. YouTube told me. Hello and welcome to Mary's Face is Falling Apart Friday. My face is slowly shedding most of itself. And it's Friday. Wow. Sorry. Like the face that I made there was really funny. Wow. Oh boy. What a day. So Flashback Friday is when I roll these dice and we talk about this day that many years ago. So today is June 26th, 2020, and let's go back. Oh boy. June 26th, 2012. This is 0. Oh, you see the 3, but it was an 8. That's the closest we've ever gotten. 8. June 26th, 2012. Alright. Is there anything that I even want to look back in 2012? I don't remember 2012 that well. June 26th, 2012, where was I? I had not graduated from college like I had originally intended. I would graduate from college a year later. What was I doing? I don't know. June 26th, 2012. I don't know if our typical Wikipedia lookup situation is going to work quite as well on a date this close to the current date. 2012, June. Oh man, that's depressing. Something that happened on June 24th was Lonesome George, the last known individual of the Pinta Island tortoise subspecies, dies in Galapagos National Park, thus making the subspecies extinct. Cool. Oops. Yep. No. I want June 26th, 2009. 2012, Nora Ephron died. Oof, I didn't know that name. She was the producer of so many shows that I watched, and the shows, or maybe it was movies that I watched. So let's see, she did Harry Met Sally, Loose in Seattle. Was she the writer on those? I think she was. Let's see. Oh, and there's a Nora Ephron Prize. The $25,000 award by the Tribeca Film Festival for a female writer or filmmaker with a distinctive voice. It was first awarded in 2013 to Mira Menon for her film Farragos Bay. Okay, so feature films. Okay, she was a director, writer, and producer of Julie and Julia. Ooh. Bewitched. Ooh. I never actually saw that one. You've Got Mail. Doesn't hold up, but let's see. She's got Silkwood, didn't see it. Heartburn, didn't see it. Harry Met Sally, she was a screenwriter and producer. Cookie, didn't see it. My Blue Heaven, didn't see it. Super, she was an uncredited screenwriter. This Is My Life, didn't see it. Sleeps in Seattle, director and screenwriter, and co-written with David S. Ward and Jeff Park. Sleeps in Seattle also doesn't hold up because Meg Ryan's character just seems wildly inappropriate. Whoa, you gotta hold yourself. Mixed Nuts, didn't see it. Michael. She directed, screenwrote, and produced with Delia Ephron, who is her sister, maybe? Older sister. Okay, so Nora Ephron is Delia Ephron's older sister. And she is Delia Ephron. Still alive. What does she do? The Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants. There's one that she did that her sister did not do. Back to Nora Ephron. She's got a lot of nominated awards, and she won a BAFTA for When Harry Met Sally's for Best Original Screenplay. She won an Ian McClellan Hunter Award in 2003. I don't know what that is. She won the Women in Film Crystal Award. The Crystal Award. I don't know what that is. She won a Best Plays of 2002 to 2003 with Imaginary Friends. And she won Casting Society of America's Golden Apple Award with Delia Ephron in 2009. Oh, she wrote essays. I remember nothing and other reflections. I feel bad about my neck and other thoughts on being a woman. Interesting. Okay, so that's Nora Ephron. Maybe we'll just do this like a rapid fire, where we just like look up all the people who were born and died. Well, born, probably we don't care about those people yet, because they are only 8 years old, unless they're like the famous people, some kind. Let's see, okay. Births. Oh wait, no. Okay, this is the long. This is just the day, not all 2012. Yeah, we're gonna go 2012. It was a Tuesday. The Waldo Canyon fire descends into the Mountain Shadows neighborhood in Colorado Springs, burning 347 homes in a matter of hours and killing 2 people. I remember this because I had family living in Colorado Springs at the time, and also that was probably where that picture. Do you remember that picture of the chapel at the Air Force Academy, and like right behind it was the fire. Let me see if that was that year. Air Force Academy Chapel fire picture. Oh, I think it's that one. Yeah. There's a lot of pictures on here that are not what I am thinking of. But there is one. Unfortunately, it comes from Pinterest, which is wildly uncredited most of the time. But it does say with the Waldo fire behind. So, yeah, Waldo Canyon fire. Yeah, Waldo Canyon fire was scary. I did not live there, but my cousin's parents, like in-laws, live in Colorado Springs, and they had to evacuate. And I think they had like goats, as I recall, and they just worked hard to get all of their animals into their truck and leave. And they ended up being fine, and I think their house ended up being fine as well because the fire shifted. But like that's not good. It was just really scary. And it was also one of the first big wildfires, especially in Colorado. I have a lot of family in Colorado, so like there have been wildfires in California for longer, but they've always been just sort of on the margins of my attention, right? Because I don't have anybody who lives over there. I'm not very familiar with like the places in California, whereas if you say Colorado Springs, I was like, oh, I know what Colorado Springs is. It's not far from like anything that I care about. So that was rough. So the thing that happened today was it descended into the Mountain Shadows neighborhood, burning 347 homes in a matter of hours and killing 2 people. Mountain Shadows neighborhood. Mountain Shadows, Colorado Springs. So that's a northern thing, northern Colorado Springs. I wonder, because they are in the shadows of nothing. Colorado Springs is right on the Front Range, so yeah, there's mountains to the west of it, and then flatland to the east. And they are sort of in hills and deserty areas. You're saying, where is the airport? Is there? Yeah. Okay. So it's interesting. The academy. Here's one. The Air Force Academy looks to be south. I've driven past it. Oh, there it is. There's an Air Force station there, so I'm guessing that the Air Force Academy is not far behind. So it's pretty far south in the Mountain Shadows neighborhood. Yeah. Interesting. And I think my cousin's in-laws lived up in the mountains, but he would have had to take 24 to get to. I'm not positive about any of this. I don't know. They didn't live in Colorado Springs because eventually my cousin had his wedding there. Can't remember if it was 2012 or 2013. I think it was, or 2013. And it was pretty far away from most things. That they were, that meant, I think that they were up in the mountain a little bit. I don't remember exactly what they were. Oof. Wildfires. Okay, what's another thing that happened in 2012? Sverker Åström, Swedish diplomat, and permanent representative to the United Nations from Sweden. He died. He was born in 1915, so he almost made it to 100. Pat Cummings, basketball player, born in 1956, and he died. Maura Ephron, born in 1941, and she died. Mario O'Hara, Filipino director, producer, and screenwriter. He died. Doris Singleton, born in 1919. She died. Risley Trish, American lawyer and politician. Risley Trish, what a name. Also known as Pappy Trish. Who's a he, she, they? I really have no idea. They were an attorney in Napoleonville, Louisiana. And they served as a Democratic member of the Louisiana House of Representatives from 1955 to 1976. Known for his flamboyance and theatrics in political circles, Trich represented Assumption Parish during his entire legislative tenure, and also Ascension Parish during his last 4-year term from 1972 to 1976. Okay, so he was a lawyer, and then he became Democratic member of the Louisiana House of Representatives. He was originally a segregationist during the administration of Governor Jimmy Davis. In 1960, the legislature in special session adopted 29 laws in a vain attempt to block the integration of public schools in Orleans Parish, which I've been told is pronounced differently than Norleans. When you say Norleans, meaning New Orleans, you don't say New Orleans. You say Norleans. But you don't say Orleans for Orleans. You say Orleans. I don't know. I heard that somewhere. I've never been. As ordered by U.S. District Judge J. Skelly Wright. Skelly, what a great name. Trich headed an 8-member legislative committee to supervise the schools based on the new measures. He vowed, "We are going to operate the schools the same on Monday as they are operating today. The same students assigned at the same schools with the same teachers. There will be no change. We know of no transfer of students nor requests for transfer which have been approved. Judge Wright, however, issued orders restraining Governor Davis, Education Superintendent Shelby Jackson, Louisiana State Police, sheriffs and local officials, and legislatures from interfering with his order as desegregation slowly expanded in New Orleans. Much of the remainder of the state remained for several more years under continued segregation education. Tritch's views on race changed in time. Years later, he and two other Louisiana Democrats, Adrian Duplantier, U.S. District Judge, and former State Treasurer Mary Evelyn Parker, were interviewed for the 2001 book, Welfare Racism, Playing the Race Card Against America's Poor. What a name of book. The three testified to their personal knowledge of racism in 1960 and 61 in Louisiana against African-American public assistance recipients. In his last legislative session, Tritch was the floor leader for Governor Edwin Washington Edwards, but resigned in 1974 from the leadership post. Okay, I really just want to know more about this book, Welfare Racism, Playing the Race Card Against America's Poor. Because there's just like a lot of words in there that could mean a lot of different things. Analyzes the impact of racism on U.S. welfare policy through historical and present-day analysis. The authors show how race-based attitudes, policymaking, and administrative policies have long had a negative impact on public assistance programs. The book adds an important and controversial voice to the current welfare debate surrounding recent legislation that abolished the AFEC. He's an associate professor of sociology at the University of Connecticut Stores. His articles have appeared in such journals as Social Problems, Social Policy, and Teaching Sociology, as well as several anthologies. Much of his work has focused on issues of social and economic justice, covering such topics as the politics surrounding some income maintenance programs, cultural values supporting economic equality, and the relationship between central city, downtown developmental, and local neighborhood decline. The author of Corporate Response to Urban Crisis and Social Problems, A Critical Approach. He is currently conducting research on the impact of racism on U.S. welfare policy. I was just there's just nothing here except for the fact that he is a sociology professor. There's nothing here like affirming what his idea of racism is. So I don't know. I'm gonna go check it out on Amazon. Okay, this guy has reviews. Let me tell you, there are some funny things that come up when you Google or when you Amazon Google that. Movies I've never heard of before. Also, Speaker for the Dead from Orson Scott Card. Against the Wild is a movie. I don't know. I just want to see the reviews of this book. Oh, here we go. Oh, there's only 3 reviews. Oh, okay. I'm not gonna see the reviews. The truth about welfare and media perception and political adherence to mold American opinion using fear. That was an excellent word at the end. Great. Informative. Yes, very good. Very useful reviews. I feel informed about this. Okay. It is a powerful expose of a deeply rooted form of racism that hits poor people in general, not just those of color. But these engaged scholars clearly tell us to open our eyes wide. Welfare racism shows the ways racist attitudes and administrative policies and practices have long undermined public assistance programs more than most academic researchers who deal with welfare reform. Those names that I can't pronounce ask a range of critical political and moral questions about the meaning of welfare reform that moves the reader to wonder about who we are as a nation and what policymakers think of women, people of color, the poor, and near poor. Welfare racism is a well-documented study that shows how welfare policy can be understood in connection with racialized public assistance attitudes, policymaking, and administrative practices that function to maintain white economic advantages over blacks. Interesting. Whites have long believed that most welfare recipients and most poor people are black. Such myths are so stereotyped, irrational, and off the mark. They cry out for deeper structural and cultural analysis, which is provided with great depth and thoroughness in this momentous book. Bravo to this first comprehensive analysis of welfare racism in the United States. This is an important book which deserves to be widely read and discussed. It certainly succeeds in drawing attention to the ongoing role of race in welfare policy. Okay. Yeah, they don't. Trich's views on race changed in time. Years later, he and two other Louisiana Democrats were interviewed for the 2001 book. The three testified to their personal knowledge of racism in 1960 and 61. I really want to know what that quote is, because do they walk back their decisions, their legislative decisions? Do they not acknowledge them? Do they try to hide them? Just a lot of questions. Just a lot of questions. Cool. So that's that. Let's see, what else happened on June 26th, 2012? Oh, that's it. That's it. When is the last birth on this thing? When's the 2009 child actress? 2002 was the next one before that. It's a racing driver. Oh, wow, that person will be only 18 right now. Like today. Today is their 18th birthday. Chandler Smith. Wow, yes, he's young. That is for sure. He's a stock car racing driver. He currently competes part-time in both the ARCA Menard Series and the NASCAR Gander RV Outdoors Truck Series. Toyota Tundra for Kyle Busch Motorsports. He currently attends Pickens High School. He has one brother and three sisters. He currently attends high school. Okay, he's not bad. He's not amazing either. He's won a lot. He won 0 championships, but he has 8 wins. His best finish was 11th, and that was last year. I don't know what best finish of a season it looks like in a championship. And that was in the stock car race series, ARCA Menard series. Yep. He has 4 top 10s in the NASCAR Gander RV and Outdoors Trucks series. But he finished 24th overall. I wonder when was his last? When was his season debut? 2018. Looks like very end of 2018. No, is that? I don't know what these. I don't know how to read these things. I don't watch car racing of any kind. Sorry. Anyway, interesting people born and died today. Ariana Grande. It's her birthday today. She's much older than that man. She is almost 10 years older than him. So she's 27 today. Congratulations, Ariana Grande. It just stuck out. Anyway, 8 years ago today, I don't even know why I looked him up, except that it's his birthday. Oh wait, no. No, there's nothing. We didn't do anything interesting in 2012. They wanted to listen to it. Anyway, so the Waldo Canyon fire, Nora Ephron died, and so did Risley Tritch. Cool. Oh, it is World Refrigeration Day. It is Independence Day, the celebration of Madagascar's independence from France. And it's Independence Day celebrating the independence of British Somaliland from the British in 1960. Those both happened in 1960, and that's modern day Somalia. International Day Against Drug Abuse and Illicit Trafficking. International Day in support of victims of torture. Rat Catchers Day in Germany. Flag Day in Romania. Oh, Doodle, is that your favorite turtle? It's Christian Feast Day, David the Dendrite. Pelagius of Cordoba. Army and Navy Day in Azerbaijan. So there's that. Cool. It's also the 178th day of the year. So we've gotten through 178 days of 2020. Congratulations, everybody. We've made it. We're more than halfway done. So, wait, right? I think we are. I don't know how math works. We still have July, August, September, October, November, December. Yeah. Okay. We're almost halfway done. We'll have you done very soon. Okay. Anyway, happy Friday. Come back on Monday for Magic Monday. I don't have anything to say about that, but it's going to exist, it's going to happen, it's going to be a thing. Also, simple plug, I stream on Twitch now, so look up my Twitch channel, which I'm not going to link to this YouTube channel just because I don't necessarily want the people who follow me on Twitch to follow me on YouTube. It seems excessive. But my username is Daemonic Thunderjaw, DAEMONIC Thunderjaw. Thunderjaw, all one word. It's a video game podcast. Make good choices, don't do drugs, have a good weekend, stay in school, stay cool, stay safe.